What's going on, guys? This week we're driving the 2019 ACURA RDX. Now, this RDX was designed and engineered here in America. The first and second generation of the RDX were built on the Civic and CR-V platforms, but this one is an all-new platform that's built from the ground up to be an Acura-specific platform. Now, our specific model is the A-SPEC, which is all new for 2019, and it has Acura's SH all-wheel drive system, which stands for Super Handling All-Wheel Drive. So with that, this 2019 RDX is supposed to be the quickest and best handling RDX ever, and we're gonna put that to the test today. But first, let's take a look at that exterior design, see what's changed, and see what we get special with the A-SPEC package. So this is definitely a vehicle that looks the part. It's very sleek and sporty and has a lot of technology, not just inside, but on the outside as well. And let's start off with Acura's signature diamond grille. And this one, because it's the A-SPEC, has this black gloss finishing around the grille. You also get front and rear bumpers specific to the A-SPEC trim. The headlights here are Acura's next generation jewel-eyed headlights. Because it's an A-SPEC trim, you get black finishing behind the headlights, and you also get these LED fog lights. Around the back, you also get LED taillights with the black background for the A-SPEC as well. And for the A-SPEC, you get this black spoiler. Also specific to the A-SPEC are these dual exhaust outlets. Obviously, you can't have a special trim without a special badge on your vehicle. This is the A-SPEC badge on the trunk. And you also get A-SPEC badges on either side of the fenders. Standard on the RDX, you get 19-inch wheels. These are 20-inch wheels that are shark gray wheels specific to the A-SPEC. So under the hood of the RDX is a 272 horsepower, 2.0 liter four-cylinder engine, turbocharged with VTEC. It produces 280 foot-pounds of torque and is matched up to a 10-speed automatic transmission. So the previous generation had a V6 under the hood, but this turbo four-cylinder engine is just as powerful and more efficient than that engine, and we'll get more into that as we drive it. All right, well, let's move inside the RDX, see what's new in the interior, drive it, and we'll wrap this thing up. So the trunk is definitely not somewhere where it's lacking. You've got plenty of space back here, plus extra bins down below. And of course, you get a 60-40 split, so your back seats can fold down and give you even more space if you need it. The back seats are quite nice. You get plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room, even for a grown adult. And you don't get skimped out on materials being back here. You also get 2 USB charging ports back here to make sure the kids are happy. So with the updated RDX, the interior is more spacious, luxurious, and tech-savvy, which will provide a higher level of comfort, connectivity, and convenience than ever before. With the A-SPEC, you get these heated and ventilated A-SPEC front seats, premium ultra suede trimmed interior with contrast stitching and piping, a leather-wrapped A-SPEC steering wheel, an ebony headliner, dark brushed aluminum trimming, red instrument panel illumination. The ambient cabin accent lighting is also red. You get the A-SPEC insignia on the step garnish and sport pedals. All in all, I think the interior is really nice. This is definitely Lexus level premium, and it really shows that Acura is putting a lot of attention into their interiors. Tech-wise, the big story with the RDX is Acura's new True Touchpad interface. And that controls your 10.2-inch Full HD display that's set further back and up to put it in a better eye line with the driver. Acura gives you a whole new system here that's based on an Android operating system, and it does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. With this A-SPEC, we get Acura's ELS Studio 3D Premium Audio System with 16 speakers. This 710-watt system utilizes 16 discrete sound channels and 16 speakers, including 4 ceiling-mounted highline speakers to create a more natural and omnidirectional sound. So if you're into audio systems, this is definitely a great sounding system. One of the things I was missing in this vehicle, especially after our last 2 reviews, which was the Santa Fe and the Mazda Mazda CX-9 is a heads-up display. This A-SPEC does not have the heads-up display, but if you get Acura's advanced package, you do get a heads-up display. And of course, this RDX is packed full of safety technology as well, including but not limited to what Acura dubs Acura Watch, which gives you lane keeping assist, a collision mitigating braking system with forward collision warning, adaptive cruise control with low speed follow, a road departure mitigation with lane departure warning, and so much more. The first thing about driving this vehicle is the way that you shift into gear. You do not have a normal gear shift. You get this push button electronic shifter. It takes some getting used to. It's not hard to figure out, but it definitely takes some getting used to. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into this thing or stopped this thing and reached for a gear shifter to be able to put it into park or reverse or whatever. So under the hood is that turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and I mentioned before it had a V6 engine. It produces about the same amount of horsepower. It's more efficient, but really this thing is just a monster. If you didn't know that that was a turbocharged 4, it would feel like a V6 under the hood. The RDX is also Acura's first model to use the newest generation of Acura's SH all-wheel drive. So this sharpens the handling response time and makes it a more agile vehicle to drive. Fuel economy is 22 miles per gallon city, 28 miles per gallon highway, with a combined of 24 miles per gallon for the front-wheel drive model. This SH all-wheel drive model is 21 city, 27 highway, with a combined of 23 miles to the gallon. Our time in this, we've been averaging 21.2 miles to the gallon. So for the real handling test, we've got our little circuit here. We're gonna put it into Sport Plus mode. We're gonna put it into Sport Shifting, and let's go. I mean, it definitely does the job. You don't feel like you're driving an SUV. You don't feel like you're super high up. It feels very sturdy. It feels very flat through the corners. And the power out of this engine is just great. I mean, in Sport Plus mode, this thing is pretty ridiculous at any speeds. We're cruising at 40 right now. If you just slam on the gas, it takes a second. But man, it's fast. All right, and as much as I may be setting a bad precedence here, I did a 0 to 60 time in the Mazda CX-9. So let's do one here and kind of see how those compare. This thing, I can already tell you, is much faster. But I got my stopwatch here. I got a pretty straight stretch of road. Don't think there's anybody around. So let's go. 6.84 seconds. That CX-9 was in the 8-point-something second range. Obviously that one is a 3-row, 7-passenger SUV, and this is not, but that's a pretty impressive result. And of course, just like any good sporty vehicle, when you want this thing to calm down and just drive normally on the highway, it does that really well too. Comparative wise, this thing compares to the BMW X3, Audi Q5, Mercedes-Benz GLC, and the Volvo XC60. It's definitely got the looks and power to hang with those vehicles, and at the price point, I think this is actually a really good buy. But let's talk a little bit more about that in detail right now. So Acura has always been kind of a brand that that's lost on me. I actually used to own an Acura Integra, but when it comes to recommending vehicles for people, it's usually a brand that I completely forget about and don't give a second thought. In previous reviews, I've even said that they're a little bit overpriced for what you get, even though they are kind of cool and always had pretty nice interiors. The thing is with this one though, I don't think it's overpriced. I think it's actually probably the best bang for your buck that you can get in this segment. It's more powerful than a BMW X3, an Audi Q5, and many other more expensive vehicles in this segment. It's got a great interior. I really like the A-SPEC trim level. The technology in it is spot on. I've always had reservations about Acura because they basically use the same infotainment and technology that you find in Hondas, but this one is far and above better than what you used to get. And I actually really like it. So this is definitely an Acura I'm not gonna forget about. It's definitely one that I recommend if you're looking in this segment. I definitely think it has a youthful tech feel to it. So people like me that come from the tech field and are a bit younger, this thing seemed to be targeted to us, and I think it hit the nail on the head. All right guys, well I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think about the new RDX, especially in this R-Spec. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Check out our other reviews here on the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.